Good afternoon, Mr. Ravin Carr.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for agreeing to talking to JDF regarding your app LifeAssyst. We understand that this app, once when downloaded onto the smartphone, can give details regarding the person, especially in a crisis situation. Could you please tell us how you came around to developing this app and what it has to offer?
Sure. So at the outset, thank you very much for this opportunity to be part of the Junior Doctors Forum. And I think it's a phenomenal thing that you are doing for doctors in Chennai. LifeAssyst is basically an app that can help any smartphone user if they are in an emergency and they can't speak for themselves. What we were thinking about a few months back, for example, my father is a Parkinson's patient, and my previous boss, who's German, is also a Parkinson's patient. And what happens with patients like this, and sometimes any of us, it can happen to anybody, is that we are in an emergency situation and we can't speak for ourselves, or we are unconscious. A lot of times you can't identify the person, and you can't also tell what is special about that person. So for example, if I am a Parkinson's patient, then I am taking a lot of very special medications. Or if I am a CABG patient, then I am taking blood thinners, which means I can't be operated on immediately. So we wanted to come up with an application that would sit on top of the lock screen of a mobile phone. Today all of us have phones with us, and the problem is my information sits behind the lock screen. And we came up with the concept of LifeAssyst. LifeAssyst is spelled with a Y, LifeAssyst. And what LifeAssyst does is that very quickly and easily I can put in on my phone all the information that's important to me. For example, my basic physical information like height, weight, blood group, etc. Am I an organ donor? And in addition, I can put in information about the kind of medication I'm taking, whether I have any serious life-threatening allergies, who is my doctor, what hospitals do I visit. So any person, any first responder or even passerby that picks up my phone can just tap a button and has access to all that information, and that person can help me in an emergency. And that's what LifeAssyst does.
So that is basically the summary of what the information that you are able to get by opening the smartphone.
Right.
What made you think of this in the first place, other than the fact that your father had Parkinson's? Was there any other situations that actually led you to develop this application?
Right. So my company is called JDF India, and we have products in the consumer space. So we like to help end users do their work better. So last year we wanted to look at how can we help people improve their lives in any way. And we were looking at a whole bunch of different concepts and apps, and we of course wanted to develop it on both the popular platforms today, Android and iOS. And when we were kind of investigating, we had a lot of ideas that we came up with and we discussed, and we said, okay, here is something that we think everybody needs. And that was the germ of the thought behind it. We wanted to be an app that could help anybody and everybody, irrespective of caste, creed, color, race. So in fact, since we put this up on the store, we first put it up on the Android Play Store. In the last few months, we've had about 10,000 downloads, and we have downloads from all over the place. From I think over 40, 50 countries, and even very, very remote and very interesting countries too.
One was the application that one of the hurdles that I thought was, particularly in a place like Tamil Nadu, you don't offer local languages such as Tamil, Kannada or Telugu, and even you can imagine the number of languages in our country.
Right.
Now, do you see there is a scope for such a language, particularly if you look at most of the global applications, they are available in German, French and so on.
Right.
But still our Indian app developers don't concentrate on Indian languages for so many reasons.
Right.
But do you see you and your company addressing this issue?
Oh, I think absolutely. So we of course started with English because that's the easiest, and then we did German, so the app is also available in German, and then we actually put it on the stores where we have the app in English, but all the content on the stores is in different languages. So we have now, I think, Italian, we have Spanish, we have Portuguese, and we have French. And if you look at Indian languages, I think the potential is huge. So for example, in India, there are over 440 million people who speak Hindi. There are over 60 million people who speak Tamil. Now, this is more than the population of Germany. So the next step is definitely for us to actually focus a lot on the Indian market. And what's interesting is, though we initially have started focusing on a global market, this app is completely developed in Chennai. Everybody that is associated with the development and the support and the marketing sales of this app are all based in Chennai. So we're very proud of that. This is a made in Chennai app. And I think once we have our feet stable and we have all the features that we want, we were definitely going to focus on a lot of the Indian languages.
The other thing as a doctor that I noticed was the fact that when you say medications, do you have an option to put a generic name along with the what is called as a brand name for the medicines?
Yes, we do. So you have the brand name, the generic name, what the strength of that particular medication is, and what dosage you are taking. And for older people, people who have arthritis and can't really fiddle around with the keypad on a smartphone, we also have the ability to simply take a picture and take a picture of the blister pack or the bottle or whatever it is, and that has all the information that they need. They don't even have to type in anything.
Now, you've had 10,000 downloads so far.
Correct.
And have you actually kind of, I know it is a difficult word to use in this situation, a field testing of the app at any time?
Yes, we have. In fact, that's the beautiful thing about a mobile app, right? I mean, so we in fact, in the Play Store, we have over 180 different people who are testing the app and who are giving us active feedback. We have a reasonably good rating of about 4.3, but what's more important to us are the reviews and the feedback that we get. And a lot of people are very willing to provide feedback, and then when we go back to them and talk to them about it, they're willing to provide more information. When we provide them with, say, the feature, then they're very willing to come back and say, yes, did it work for them, yes or no. So for example, one of the things that have been coming up a lot is caregivers who support people who don't have a smartphone. So they're saying, hey, I'd like to have the information, not only my information, but the information of the patient I'm caring for. So now we're looking at multiple profiles. Another input that we've got is, okay, hey, I have two smartphones. I don't want to be entering everything on one and then on the other and then managing every time something changes, then I have to manually change it. Can you give me the ability to put it in once and then sync it up with all the phones that I have? Or maybe I bought a new phone or I lost my old phone. How do I manage that? So all of this is in the roadmap going forward.
So can you tell something else that you can contribute to this application other than the fact that there is this information that we give to the doctor or the first rescue provider? Are you looking at other angles to add on to this application?
Absolutely. So once I have LifeAssyst on my phone and it's sitting very conveniently on top of my lock screen, a lot of things become very easy. So for example, in the next release 3.0 that we're working on medication alerts. So if I have to take medicines 3 times a day, or like my father does every 4 hours, so it will keep popping up alerts. And we're also looking to extend that as a premium feature to people who really need it. So for example, I don't stay with my parents, right? But I'd like to know that he's okay, he's fine. So let's assume that he misses a couple of the alerts and he's not taking his medication. I would like to know that, hey, my dad has missed a couple of doses, so that I can call him up or call up my mom and say, hey, is he okay? Is everything okay? Right? So we're doing that. We're also making this like a repository for all my information, so I can put in all my lab tests, all my medical history in there, so that whenever I go to a doctor, and that's something that is a big challenge, especially for people who have multiple, disease-related challenges. So for example, for my dad, every time we go to a doctor, we carry a whole bunch of files, 5-6 different reports, and we are all the time, scrolling through those to figure out what the doctor wants. So if I have everything on my phone, then just the tap of the button, and it's very easy even for the physician to take a look at it and provide a good diagnosis.
Like all concerns nowadays regarding the net, Would I be worried about security issues, like will my health data get stolen? Will it get used by people I wouldn't like them using it?
That's an excellent question. So far, the information that we have on the phone is very secure. So, for example, it sits on the phone. There is no copy of it anywhere else. So it's impossible for a hacker to get to it. Yes, of course, if my phone gets stolen, then people can tap on that and can see my medical information, what my allergies are, what medication I'm taking. But the question is, okay, how important or what risk is it if I lose that information? At this point, information that we have, I don't think there is a huge risk in me losing that information, since somebody can't do me harm because they have that information. But having said that, when we develop the feature, for example, to sync two phones or to back up and bring information onto a new phone or a new device, then we've got to be a little more careful. We've got to be a little more dogmatic about how we ensure data security, and that's going to be very important for all our users.
How do you plan to market your application? Is it through doctors, through corporates, or through general public?
Excellent question. So in fact, when we initially launched it, we had no clue how we were going to market it. We just put it out on the Google Play Store and the iOS App Store, and it's just been organic. I mean, all the users that we've got so far, we've not spent a single marketing dollar. Since November, since the beginning of November, we've been focusing on the Indian market a lot, and we've been actually talking to hospitals, talking to a few doctors, and we've made some interesting progress so far. Hospitals are interested. So what we're telling hospitals is that here is an app. The basic app is free. You can give it to all your patients and they can use it. They can make use of it. I'm sure the doctors will be very happy that they have it. And we also have a premium app. It's called LifeAssyst Plus, and it's very inexpensive. It's just 99 cents a year, or 60 rupees a year in the Indian Play Store, and it has everything that you will need. And we've had some very encouraging feedback. In addition, we're also talking to some large enterprises or companies, right, as part of their HR or CSR initiatives, so that they can give it to their employees, and even if they're willing, their employees' families, and it comes at a very, very low cost. So I think it delivers a lot of value.
I think we have pretty much covered everything. So it was very interesting talking to you, Dr. Ravi Carr.
Thank you.
The application is very simple, and I realize it's going to be very useful, and we hope that you will do well with this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.